The conquest by the Ghurids, Tajik rulers of Central Asia, strengthened the foundations of Islam and the Persian language in India. Because of this, after their fall, Delhi became the new center of Islamic influence during the reign of the Muizzi dynasty sultans, successors of the Ghurids in India, who founded the Delhi Sultanate. So, you're watching Amazing History, and we continue our story about the medieval dynasties of Central Asia. This video was made thanks to your comments, so don't forget to leave them under the video, as well as like and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started with the topic of this episode. In the second half of the 12th century, a significant part of northern India was conquered by the Ghurid Sultan Muhammad Ghori, who had his residence in Ghazni, in the territory of Afghanistan. We talked about the Tajik Ghurid dynasty itself in one of our previous videos. As long as Muhammad was alive, the entire Ghurid Empire remained intact. However, after his death in 1206, its separate parts were divided among the Sultan's commanders. Most of the Muslim territories in northern India came under the control of his commander Aibak. Let me tell you a little about this man. Qutb ad-Din Aibak had a difficult life. He was born somewhere in the territory of modern Afghanistan. In his childhood, he was enslaved by a judge's official from Nishapur. He treated him well and allowed him to receive a good education. After the master's death, his sons, out of envy, sold him to a slave trader, and then Muhammad Ghori bought Aibak from him. Under him, Aibak's career took off, and he became his trusted commander. So, after Muhammad's death, Aibak declared himself Sultan. He made Delhi, which he had captured from the Rajputs, his capital. Thus, the foundation was laid for the first Muslim state in India, the Delhi Sultanate. Military power here belonged to the Central Asian Turks, while administrative and religious authority was in the hands of Tajiks and Persians. According to the 13th century Persian historian Juzjani, the Maliks and the courtiers were all pure-blooded Turks and Tajiks of noble origin. The state religion in the Sultanate was Sunni Islam, and the language of administration, record-keeping, court historiography, and poetry was Persian. All of Aibak's brief reign was spent fighting against another powerful military commander of Muhammad Ghori, the governor of Kerman, Yalduz, who, shortly after the death of his patron, occupied Ghazni. In 1210, Aibak died after falling from his horse during a game of polo. After the brief reign of his adopted son Aram Shah, the Turkish nobility of Delhi placed Iltutmish, Aibak's son-in-law, who had also been a military slave of Muhammad Ghori in his youth, on the throne. During his reign, the borders of the Delhi Sultanate were significantly expanded, expanding his authority over the regions of Awadh, Benares, and the mountainous area of Siwalik. Iltutmish began the struggle for northwestern India. In 1216, he dealt a heavy defeat to Yalduz, later capturing and killing him. A year later, Lahore was taken. 10 years later, Iltutmish finished off another general of Muhammad Ghori, Kubach, who had established his own state in the middle reaches of the Indus. With his fall, Uch, Multan, Bakar, and Sindh came under the control of the Delhi Sultan. In the 1220s, Iltutmish and his commanders launched an offensive to the east and undertook several campaigns into Bengal. In 1227, the capital of the Bengal Sultanate, Lakhnauti, fell. The military operations in the south, in the territory of the Rajputs, were no less successful. In 1232, Iltutmish captured Gwalior, and 2 years later, he plundered the cities of Bilsa and Ujjain. At the same time, the famous fortress of Ranthambore was taken, which was located on a high rock and was considered impregnable according to Indian legends. Before that, it had been besieged unsuccessfully by enemies more than 70 times. As a result of many years of wars, Iltutmish managed to unite all of northern India from the Indus Valley in the west to the lower reaches of the Ganges in the east. His governors were stationed in Sindh, Ukh, Multan, Lahore, Kuhram, Samana, Bathinda, Hansi, Badaun, and Awadh. Benares and Lakhnauti. On his deathbed, Iltutmish declared his daughter Raziya Begum as his heir, whom he considered the best man. He did not love his sons, as he believed they were incapable of bearing the burden of ruling the empire. It is written that Raziya was brave and intelligent, but the nobility considered it shameful to obey a woman. Against the will of the Sultan, they put Rukn ad-Din Firuz, the eldest of Iltutmish's 3 surviving sons, on the throne. He was known for his lack of willpower and debauchery. However, the people of Delhi supported Raziya, and in November 1236 she was proclaimed the ruler. Rukn ad-Din was captured, thrown into prison, and killed. Thus, she went down in history as the first female sultan of medieval India. According to the chronicler Barani, many of the Iltutmish's Mamluks, after his death, declared themselves Khans and brought the whole country under their control, dividing wealth and power among themselves. Their constant rivalry led to complete disorder and anarchy in the state. Soon a conspiracy was formed against Raziya, and after 4 years of rule, in 1240 she was killed. The throne first passed to her brother Bahram Shah, and then to her nephew Masud Shah. Both of these powerless sultans were killed as a result of conspiracies. Meanwhile, the country found itself under the threat of external conquest. In 1241, the Mongols poured into Punjab. They devastated Lahore and captured Uch and Multan. After that, the invasions were repeated periodically. Under these circumstances, in 1246, the Turkic nobility placed Iltutmish's youngest son, Mahmud Shah, on the throne. But all affairs were managed by the former slave, the all-powerful Malik Balban. In 1266, after the death of Mahmud Shah, Balban himself took the throne. Undoubtedly, he was a very capable ruler. As a regent, both Balban's regency and his reign were marked by the struggle to strengthen central authority, wars with rebellious vassals, and campaigns against the independent tribes of the Ganges and Yamuna interfluve. Any attempts at rebellion were ruthlessly suppressed. Captured rebels were subjected to brutal torture. Some were thrown under the feet of elephants, while others were flayed alive. Thanks to his energy and cruelty, Balban managed to restore the unity of the state and repel all Mongol raids. In 1287, immediately after Balban's death, his son, Bughra Khan, who ruled in Bengal, declared independence. Bughra Khan's son, Kai Kubat, took the throne. In reality, he was merely a puppet in the hands of the powerful courtier Nizam Firmay. The latter continued Balban's policy and suppressed all manifestations of separatism with the utmost cruelty. Barani reports that, by his order, retribution befell the heads of noble families. Many who served the Sultan emirs, Mongol emirs, as well as the descendants of Balban's close associates were killed. After the death of Kai Kubad in 1290, the state once again fell into decline. His young son, Kai Kayumar, ruled over everything for only a short time. In the same year, he was overthrown by Jalal ad-Din Firuz Shah, commander of the Khilji Turks, who founded the new Khilji dynasty, which replaced the Muizzi line. After that, the Delhi Sultanate would last for more than 200 years, repeatedly changing ruling dynasties. But that's a completely different story. That's all. Thank you for watching and see you in future videos on our channel. Bye.
Пока.